Now, Israeli authorities have launched their own investigation. Sources are telling us into the attack, examining whether hostile state actors, particularly Iran, may be involved. And according to reports accessed by CNN News 18, investigators are also probing possible links to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Toiba and other Al-Qaeda-aligned groups, citing their history of targeting Jews. Officials are also assessing whether Iran's alleged strategy of using proxy militant groups such as Hezbollah could be at play in this particular incident. Also, for more on this, we have Siddhant Mishra live with us. Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, this deadly attack that we've witnessed at Bondi Beach in Australia, it does follow a string of rise in anti-Semitic attacks in Australia that have followed since the war broke out between Israel and Hamas back in October 2023. We also heard what Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu had to say. It's put the blame squarely on the Australian Prime Minister. What can you tell us?
Well, that's right. In fact, this is a very interesting piece of information which has been brought to us by our securities editor, Manoj Gupta. In fact, he did manage to speak to his sources in the intel community. And in fact, what he's telling us is that, according to reports, Israeli authorities are also examining whether hostile state actors, primarily Iran, is involved in this attack. Investigators are also probing potential links to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba and Al-Qaeda aligned group with global jihadi footprint. As we know that both of these attackers belong to Pakistan. In fact, Lashkar has history of targeting Jewish and Western interests outside. They attacked them in the 26/11 2008 Mumbai attacks. Lashkar-e-Taiba attacked Jewish targets outside the Chabar house during the Mumbai attacks. In fact, Israeli authorities are also probing that Iran is possibly a country which may have given directions for the attack, or perhaps the proxies of Iran could also be behind the attack. Now, investigators are checking that the attack against Iran's well-documented strategy of outsourcing violence to non-state militant group. This allows Tehran plausible deniability while advancing its anti-Israel, anti-Jewish agenda globally. Now, according to some report, Hezbollah, backed and trained by Iran, is under focus due to its long history of overseas operations. Hezbollah has fundraising networks and surveillance of Jewish and Israeli targets in Australia and other Western countries. Now, authorities are assessing if the attackers were ideologically influenced by Hamas, especially after post-Gaza conflict. Now, there's also this pattern which perhaps people are talking about since yesterday, when Washington, London, now Sydney, and the Sydney attack is perhaps the one attack where the largest number of people have been killed after this 7th October attack on Israel by Hamas. So there is this pattern. And also, if you see that there are a lot of similarities between the Pahalgam attack in India and the attack at the Bondi Beach in Australia. People making merry, celebrating life with families, during celebrations. Such attacks are deliberately planned. So this could be some thought-out strategy of terror group, perhaps. That is also something which investigating agencies are looking at this point in time. So not only Israelis have launched their investigation, but even the Americans are also doing parallel investigation. In fact, yesterday, Kash Patel did confirm that Americans are providing all sorts of assistance to their Australian counterpart. So this particular terror attack has shaken the entire world. And this is the reason that investigators, the leaders want to know the organization behind these attackers, who were behind them, what motivated them, etc., etc. So all those things will definitely come up in due course of investigation. But so far there are multiple angles that are being probed, Hezbollah overseas
Absolutely.
operation, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, because all these organizations in the past have done overseas operations targeting
Right,
Jewish
Siddharth.
community. So definitely these angles are being probed, are being looked at.
Absolutely. We're getting more information right now on this also. Donald Trump has condemned Sydney's Bondi Beach attack, saying that